Heyo, what up? It's your girl Bewitched Faun, coming in with episode 20 of Faun's Horror Corner, a series where I watch a random horror movie on Tubi and we talk about it. This week I watched Don't Log Off from 2025, directed by Brandon and Garrett Baer. The description Tubi gave us was, during a virtual party, Sam vanishes. As her friends search online for answers, they begin to disappear too. A sinister force is closing in. So I went into this with low expectations from the get-go. I'm gonna be so real, I hate this movie format that's just a glorified Skype or Zoom call. I really hate it, but the Tubi gods have spoke, so therefore I watched. Also, this movie has so fucking much filler conversation. I'm sure as shit not repeating every lame-ass conversation they have. Like, oh, Katie, is that a wine decanter? Quite frankly, I don't give two shits about your wine decanter, Katie. Let's get into it. We begin with a phone call. This girl is taking a drive and thinks she's getting fired and she's going to dump some guy she's seeing. She parks, leaves the car, gets her shit out, forgot her phone, goes to grab it, then gets snatched by her own car. Phone on the road and still in the call. And now we get the title card. And we learn that Jess was unalived. And we are reminded of Sam's surprise birthday party. Also, this takes place during COVID. We hop into rip-off Zoom and this is Katie getting ready for the party. Becca and Jacob join now and conversation ensues. Also, Becca was very familiar and I had to look up who she was, and she was familiar because I watched her in The Fosters. Katie checks in with other people who are supposed to be here. These two are cringe, and I vibe with Annie's reaction, but not her Debbie Downer attitude. Adam joins and is being silly, goofy, haha, and Annie has joined as well. Adam gives me the ick. I'm sorry. Something weird is happening, but it's just Brian pulling an epic prank, bro. He's the tech guy here. No one has spoiled the surprise for Sam's surprise video party, and now she's being invited to the call. She'll be right there. Now everyone hides, and Adam farts. Sam joins and she's confused. Surprise, they're all here. Real talk though, I mean, it says their names in the bottom left corner. It's a no-brainer that you're in the right call, but pop off, sis. Sam says she can't stay long because plans with parents, but they already know about the surprise party, so she's stuck here. Adam live streams himself reading Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, which I read in middle school and I loved that series, but reading a book online out loud is a bit of a no-no, isn't it? Or am I wrong? My only source on that is Amberlynn Reed got in trouble for it, like, so long ago. Brian gets the party started and everyone else starts drinking. Brian suggests recording this call so they don't forget any moments, which just feels weird to me. I don't know. If I'm drinking in a group call, the last thing I want is someone to record my dumbass. But everyone is chill with it, so he begins recording and does a whole introduction. Becca asks if Sam has broke quarantine and she says, maybe, but she met up with a guy. She didn't bring him home to the parents yet. Don't worry, no COVID here. They require visual evidence now. Adam wants dick, and Sam shows us the guy she met with various pictures. Jacob asks Sam to check her front door for them. She's confused, but she gets up to check the door anyway. Becca and Jacob sent cupcakes to her place. They're getting candles and are ready to sing for her. That is my personal nightmare. It's taking an awfully long time for her to come back. Adam goes to pee. Except not really. He pulled an epic prank, bro. Sam still isn't back, by the way. Katie is calling Sam's parents now. They ask how the surprise went, and it went well, but Sam hasn't come back yet. They say it's probably just computer trouble. Katie asks about the cupcakes, and they got them, and they tried to call Sam so they could bring them to her, but she didn't pick up. Which is strange because Sam said she was at their house, but her parents think Sam is at Katie's apartment, so she asks the two of them to check upstairs. Despite the confusion on both ends, they agree to check. They show the room, and clearly she isn't in there, and nothing has showed up in the call either. Parents are concerned, obviously, and now we're back to the group, and Sam isn't replying to any messages. No one has been able to get a hold of Sam. They're confused because that's Sam's room in front of them, but she wasn't there, so what's happening? Brian cracked the code. Sam was lying. Jacob is getting his shoes on and is going to check on Sam at her apartment, and joins the call on his phone to show them the adventure. Annie is gossiping on the side, saying that Jacob saw Robert today and shows the proof, which is sus because quarantine, and he's also a lying liar. Also, where's Robbie? Apparently not home. Jacob has made it to the apartment and he enters. He calls for Sam but no response. The lights are on, however. Something happens to Jacob, except not really. It was an epic prank, bro. The lights suddenly shut off and the TV turns on by itself. Suddenly, something happens to Jacob again, and they're all laughing and clapping. The TV turns back off, and now Jacob has disappeared as well and is unresponsive. Brian has been doing some tech shit on the side. Everyone mutes and re-watches when she left. We're listening to audio of Sam. It sounds like she's fighting off someone. Now Becca decides she's going to leave and check on this cursed apartment. They decide not to contact the police for now. Becca has joined back in. Katie and Annie are gossiping again, and this time about Sam's parents, then the Tinder guy, and now back to Robert. Why are we bullying Robert? Please tell me what Robert has done to have these suspicions thrown on this poor man we don't even know yet. Why are we focused on Jake and Robert? Do you know how many people broke quarantine to hang out with their friends? A lot of people. It doesn't make them all serial killers or kidnappers, for fuck's sake. Katie checks on Robert in the meantime. He says he's on a virtual happy hour, and Katie screenshots it and continues gossiping. Becca has made it to the apartment building. Jacob's car is still there, and so is Sam's. Becca enters the apartment and calls for Jacob and Sam, but no response. But a sound is heard nearby, and it's shrugged off. Becca asks someone to call Sam's phone, and Brian is on it. She follows the sound of the phone and goes upstairs, and it's on the floor. There's no gas leak, but the door did slam shut. Becca is quiet now because someone is there. She ends up moving so she can hide out in the bathroom. She says there's a guy in all black with a COVID mask on. I think she knocked something, and this face was too funny not to show you. The door gets opened and he is approaching. The curtain rips open and Becca is being attacked, no longer in sight. Her phone sits in the shower, stagnant along with everyone else's cameras. They debate whether it's a prank or not still, but the footsteps return, and he turns the water on, and they clown on him. Katie wants everyone to talk through text because he can hear them through the phones. Brian gets a screenshot of Jacob in the arm of the assailant, because no one else is allowed to own a black hoodie. Now Katie and Annie bring up Robert again. This is all a prank by Robert in Jacob's hands. Katie decides it's time to call the police, and starts telling them about what's happened. Needless to say, the police didn't take it seriously at all. Now they're all bickering and blaming each other for shit. And Robert has joined the chat, and he's just having fun, and Katie and everyone else is throwing bad vibes and accusations his way. He looks miserable, and I can't even blame him for leaving as soon as he joined. Katie FaceTimes him, but he doesn't answer and says he's sketchy. He texts what the fuck, and Katie asks if he has Sam. More shitty behavior, and she asks for his location to prove he is at home, and he sends her his location. Robert deserves better friends, I'm sorry. It's proven that Robert is innocent, and he doesn't even get an apology, just a never mind. Justice for Robert. Adam points out that no one has made it to Sam's room yet, and it's clearly a deliberate move on someone's part. So now Annie gets up and says she'll get to Sam's room. Annie has made it to the apartment and gets told to leave the door open. Again, no response. The power shuts off and there's movement on Jacob's phone and a door shuts. So Annie investigates. The front door is closed, so she makes her way to Sam's room, and there's movement on Jacob's phone again. She thinks someone might be in there, but continues towards Sam's room. And there's no one inside, but she's made it to the chair and says no one is in here. They ask her to check under the bed, and this scary thing is under there. Back to the chair now, and they all debate what to do. Annie hears something, and no one will shut up, so she mutes them all. Unfortunately for her, someone is in the doorway, and she can't hear them trying to warn her while she snoops through the computer. The man is slowly approaching, and now subduing Annie, who he is dragging out of the room and duct taping. Now he returns to the room, gives them a wave, and turns off the camera, and does the same to Jacob's phone. Katie calls the police again, and gives them the address to the apartment. They all debate and fight again. Katie calls the police back, and all they did was send a patrol car to scope out the outside. No one actually went in. Jacob's phone is back again now, and we see Annie out cold, and then she gets dragged out of view. Katie investigates the number Annie sent on Sam's computer. No one knows who it is. Brian, the tech guy, Googles the phone number and then looks it up on Facebook. It belongs to Justin Anderson, whose profile is locked up tight. Katie recognizes him. Brian points out he's definitely the guy in the apartment, but Katie has seen him somewhere else. She remembers the Tinder profile. It's the guy Sam was seeing, and now it's Adam's turn to leave the apartment. The group decides that Justin must be residing near Sam's place, so they investigate every single thing about his photos to pinpoint his location. They notice a theater marquee in his window, which Katie recognizes, so she uses Google Street View to simulate her drive to work and ends up finding it, and tells them the location. So Adam is on his way. He's in front of the building, trying to figure out which apartment is Justin's. He finds his name in the directory and makes his way inside. Apartment 303. It's fucking creepy, but he spotted the apartment and knocks on the door. Adam hears something inside and he thinks it's Sam, so he starts busting the door down and ends up getting inside. He finds Sam and she says he's left. Now he's helping Sam get free. Someone has joined the chat. Becca is on camera with Jacob and Annie. They're locked in a closet or something. Katie recognizes Justin's pattern of attack and ties it to a recent murder we just witnessed. Sam's phone joined the chat and sent a video. Justin recorded Adam approaching his apartment. Katie sends Brian the article and tells him to call the police, and now Katie is leaving her apartment as well. Katie has arrived at Sam's place and goes inside and calls for Justin, with everyone telling her to leave. Katie has released the trio locked in the closet. The trio haul ass out, and Katie is now locked inside with Justin in this awkward stalemate. She has a conversation with him, asks if he unalived that one girl. Yes, he did, and he had fun toying with this group. He starts moving toward Katie, and her laptop dies. Now we're coming back online, and there's a lot of emails asking if Katie is okay. The quarantine killer was caught. Sam gets summoned, and we're back on rip-off Zoom, and everyone joins in, with yet another surprise for Sam. Sam's parents join in, and it's time to sing happy birthday again. And that's it. That's the movie. Let's get into my afterthoughts. Guys, can I be honest with you? Of course I can. So with this series, I watch these movies twice, even if I've seen it before. I watch it once fully through so I can take it all in one sitting, and then I watch it again the next day so I can pause every few minutes to get my script typed up and whatnot. And I was so bored and uninterested with this movie that I actually dreaded having to watch it a second time just to type the script up for my voiceover. I had to make notes on the side watching it again because I had so many things to point out, but I didn't want to interrupt the story with my dumb comments too much, so I'll just dump them at the end. What did I think of the story? I mean, it was alright, I guess. We were led into a murder mystery thriller, but it felt kind of clunky. I'm not sure how to describe it. I just couldn't get myself invested in the story unfolding before me. Maybe it was the pacing or the fact that this is all through a video call. I'm not sure, but it didn't hit. What about the ending? Well, it was a happy ending, which was cool, I guess, but the switch from the creepy Ryan standoff to happy birthday video call was a bit jarring, and I think it would have been way more satisfying to actually see Ryan get caught by the police and just, I don't know, see what happened rather than an abrupt cut to the happy ending. I mean, hell, those creepier scenes were the only fun part about this. Overall thoughts? You know, I get it. COVID happened and people still wanted to make movies. I get it, but this just didn't hit. And the humor wasn't vehemently horrible, but it took away from any serious tension that was going on that they tried to build up. This movie dragged, and every single person going back to the same goddamn apartment expecting different results was actually so frustrating to see. Favorite kill? Fucking no one. I mean, the only person that croaked was the girl at the beginning, but even then we didn't see anything, and we learned she died through an article in the next minute. Best and worst character? Best was Robert. I felt awful for him, and he deserves better friends than the ones that accuse him of fucking abducting people. Worst character is Adam. I didn't need to see so much of his bulge throughout the movie, and sometimes his humor ruined scenes that were supposed to be tense and suck you back into the storyline. As for the tier list, based off the fact that I didn't even want to watch this a second time and still really didn't enjoy it at that point, I think we've got our second bottom tier movie. There were so many issues I had with this, on top of the fact that I just could not enjoy it or get into the story at all. I literally dreaded watching this again because I knew it would drag all over again. And for the Character Hall of Fame, I have added Robert. I enjoyed his brief cameo, and he deserves way better friends. He didn't even get an apology for being accused of abducting his fucking friends, or get an invite to Sam's second virtual surprise party. Maybe he cut them off. I'd like to think that's what happened. Lastly, before I end, here are the notes I made during my second watch. Number 1. Many storylines branch off and fizzle into nothing, like Robert being accused of shit and then Sam's fucking parents being suspected for part of the sketch shit. Number 2. Why was Robert thrown under the bus so bad? What has Robert ever done to you that was so bad that you accused him of abducting your other friends? I'm not gonna drop it. What lore am I missing here? Besides the fact that, God forbid, Robert and Jacob shared some fucking drinks recently and didn't tell you about it. Number 3. Sam's apartment building actually has the worst security imaginable. The amount of people, including Justin, who just came and went with no issue at all is somewhat alarming. Number 4. Katie described the situation so poorly to the police that first time, she rarely even mentioned that they actually saw the guy on camera. Just mentioned that Becca's phone is in the fucking tub. You could have even asked for a wellness check to her apartment, and I'm sure they would have been there sooner. Number 5. The photo investigation reminded me of the Don't Fuck with the Cats documentary. A good watch, by the way. And lastly, number 6. I had to keep fixing Justin's name because his last name is Anderson, and I am way too deep into Gypsy Rose lore, and my brain kept wanting to call him Ryan. Well, that's all I got. Thank you for watching if you're still here. I upload these every Saturday around 12 p.m. Eastern, as long as life doesn't get in the way. So if you enjoy, then feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. Do what you want. I can't tell you what to do. My socials are down below, as well as the link to the movie so you can watch it yourself and form your own thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think if you decide to watch it. Next week, we will cover a new random horror movie and see where that takes us. Thank you one more time for watching. Stay safe and spooky, y'all.